Well, hello everybody. Let me just arrange myself here a little bit, get a microphone. Okay, so I am watching on a little screen here. So if anyone has any comments, let me know, and that might be why I'm looking away. But let's get started. Can everyone hear me okay? See me okay? Excellent. Let's get started. Whoa. I got a cake again. It's mango. All right. It's supposed to spark. Oh, there it goes. Okay. Everybody, thank you so much for being a part of the channel. 250,000 subscribers joining together to watch me eat fruit. And that is a beautiful thing. So thank you so much, everybody. This is all the celebration that I did when I hit 100,000. But as I promised in that live stream, when I hit 100,000, I would have a very special treat, something else to celebrate, a balloon. So thank you again, everybody. We've got so much to celebrate. And in case you haven't seen some of the past celebratory videos, when I hit 5,000 subscribers, I used a blower. Then when I had 10,000, I got the hat. When I hit 25,000, I think that's when I got a little clacker. Those have been discontinued. I can't find those anymore. So it's been replaced with cake. And then when I hit 50,000, I got the little party popper. 100,000, I got the sparkler. That was 100,000. And then today, we have this lovely balloon. And I went to the store to buy this balloon, and they had like 10 happy birthday balloons, and then just like one lone black star. And it's like, that's perfect. It kind of looks like a trash bag. I know. I wrote on it to make it a little bit more festive, but yes, we are now set. And I would like to put it right now. I have something to really be motivated for, and everyone has something to be excited for. When I hit 500,000 subscribers, I think I should phrase that. If I hit 500,000 subscribers, if that day comes for this little channel that is maybe not quite so little anymore, then I'm gonna get, and brace yourself for this, I'm gonna get one of those like little streamer things that people get like when you graduate, you know, where it's like the little block letters that say like congratulations grad. gonna get that, but for 500,000. And who knows? Maybe that day would come. I'm shocked that we've gotten to 250K. I think maybe like I thought this would happen. You know, I wouldn't be like too shocked, but I didn't think it would be happening this fast. Like 50K was like maybe 2 years ago, and then 100K happened very quickly, and 100K was about a little bit over a year ago. So that in 1 year, this channel has more than doubled, and I am just like, I'm without words about it. So yeah, I'm glad that everybody is enjoying this channel of mine, and everyone, I hope I can continue to bring you some strange but fun and a little bit educational things along the way. So let's celebrate, everybody. I'm gonna blow out this candle before I light my apartment on fire. But we will get to the cake. I'm going to do a little cake review at some point. But already I'm excited. There's like cookies on there and pretzels and whipped cream. And yeah, that's gonna be some fun in a moment. But let's talk a little bit. I think how maybe we can do this is I'll take some questions. If along the way anyone does one of those super chat things, I'll definitely address the super chats, but you don't need to give anything. If you want to ask me a question, I'll answer it. Just sometimes things get buried, so I'll do my best to keep an eye on the stream here. And looks like Andrea has got her is moderating right now. Andrea, thank you so much, and she's writing down names. So. As we go along, I'll take some questions, and I got a lot of things to talk about. But let's start with some. Well, let's talk a little bit about how we got to this point. You know, I don't know if I'm sure I've told the story a little bit about how this channel happened. But I think hitting a milestone is a good time to repeat it a little bit, is that my intention for this channel was about 90% for my own amusement. So like if you've been watching for a while or if you're new, I am not a plant expert. You know, I'm a professional entertainer. So I travel around and I do a circus show. That is what I do. And I've always had an interest in reviewing fruit. It's just been something that ever since I was a kid I like to do. And then when I was performing, I got the opportunity to work in Malaysia. And when I was in Malaysia, I was just astounded by all of the exotic fruit that was there, and I was just excited to try it. I had no intention on making a channel about exotic fruit. My intention was just to have a little vlog. I was excited. I was in another country, and I just wanted to have like a record of it, like a little like video journal for myself. So I made a video just like on the airport, on the ride over, you know, like in the airport waiting for, you know, my connection flight. I made a little video of like what my hotel looked like. I made a little video just like what happened that day, things that I ate for lunch and stuff like that. But then I made a video about a fruit, which I was interested in fruit already. This wasn't where I gained that interest, but it's where like fuel was thrown on the fire. So I made a video on the rose apple, or not the rose apple, the tomatillo. And I filmed that, and I was like, this is kind of interesting. You know, so I went on YouTube to see if anyone else was reviewing fruit, and there really weren't a ton of videos out there. There were like a few, but it was a lot of like not really like very entertaining videos. They were like a lot of snapshots, like slideshow sort of videos with like a robot voice over it. I'm sure you've seen those sorts of videos, or it was like leaning into like the health benefits of fruit. And I wanted to make, I got the idea of like making a video that would be something that I would like to watch, where it'd be like, this is the fruit. Let's talk about it. It's interesting. Here's a few fun facts about it, and like try to make it, entertaining, educational, but entertaining. And that was mostly for my own amusement. And for years, nobody watched my channel. I say for the first 2 years, I had like less than 1,000 subscribers. There was not like a whole lot of people watching. And then over time, it kind of slowly built from there. Like there are some channels who I get like it's like, man, lucky, where like people will make a channel and it just like instantly like takes off. It like the algorithm likes it and just like blows up to 100,000 subscribers within like 2 months. For me to hit 100,000 subscribers, it was like 6 years or something. I've been doing this channel for a long time. I started in 2012, so we're going on 10 years now before it got to 250,000 subscribers. And I think if you make a channel and your intention is to like be a success and like make money and like all of that, I think people get disheartened very quickly with YouTube and they give up. But for me, it was never about that. Like I didn't monetize my channel for the longest time because I was just having fun. And I try to keep that spirit as best as I can. Like these days, to keep things running, I do have I do have ads, I do have sponsorships now, like a little bit. And I'm trying to find like that balance of trying to be authentic and have fun and like do this experiment and documentation like more for myself, but in a way that people would like to watch. So yeah, I think like that's maybe not the best way to build a 1 million subscriber channel. There are ways to make a channel that's going to grow very quickly, and that is by making content that is more viral. But that is not my goal here. So it was never my goal to get 250,000 subscribers. It was never my goal to get it would have been nice to get like a few thousand when I started it. I think that was kind of in my mind as being like a nice thing, but I never thought it would be here. So this is really just an incredible thing for me to see. And again, I really appreciate everybody sticking with me, especially like some people have been watching like a long time. Who've been watching, like they remember when I made like my 5,000 subscriber video. So thank you guys who've been around here for like a long time, and thank you anyone who's new to the channel. Like within the past year, like it has grown exponentially, just from like a few of my videos kind of like taking off. Like the Cloudberry video brought in a lot of people, and the Coco de Mer and some of the other one, the mango video in Japan brought in a lot of people. There's like certain moments where I can see this, where I think like YouTube kind of like smiled on some of my videos, and that's kind of how I got to this point. But to get to that point, it took years. So yeah, this is it's kind of surreal for me to be here with my little party hat on. Won't lie. So let's take a break to take a couple of questions, and I got a few things to talk about. Some exciting stuff going on. I've been up to a lot of weird stuff this past month that I'd like to share with you. But let's see what we got here. First, I think I saw a super chat. I want to address that. Just let's see. I see it here. Electrocaplosion. Oh, thank you. It wasn't a comment. Oh, there is a comment. I was sent a peach. Thank you. And I think that's it. If there's something else, if Andrea or another moderator would put that in, please, if you don't mind doing that, that'd be great. But let's see what else. I got congrats on your recent growth. Okay, Carson says, in your Black Sapote video, you mentioned that you spend long periods of time in Malaysia. Why do you go to Malaysia so frequently? Well, originally I went to Malaysia for performing. I wasn't going there for fruit hunting. That was just kind of like what happened on the side. So like I said, with my first video being the Tomatillo, that was when I was in Malaysia performing. So I was at a resort there. And basically I was working 6 days a week and I'd have one free day. And I would just do everything I could in that day. And I was there for 3 months for the first year, and then 3 months again, and then 3 months again. So altogether, I was there for 9 months. And what I would do is on my way there, I would go and see a country for like a little vacation. Then I would do the Malaysia gig and then have these days off. And then I would see another country on the way back home. That's how I managed to get as much exploration time in as I could. But basically in Malaysia, I had one day off. I would actually leave the night before, like after my sets were done, after I was done doing my shows, I would go down into Kuala Lumpur and I would spend the night at a hotel there. And the next morning I would go down and hit all the markets. I see other things too, but I would hit all the markets that I could. And markets in Malaysia are incredible. Like it was just like so astounding to go there. There's like one market that I really liked, the Chow Kit market, which is like in the northern part of KL. And it must have been there for like hundreds of years. Like it was stone steps going through, and it's like this labyrinthian marketplace where you walk down one path and you'd be in like the butcher section where people are just like hacking up animals, and you turn like another way, it's all underpants everywhere, and then you go another way and it's like dry goods. But peppered throughout there'd be like fruit and vegetable vendors. So every time I went to that market, I would discover like another part along the way. So I would go and I would uncover one part, and I'd find a bunch of vendors, I'd find a bunch of fruit, and I'd bring that back. Then one time I found like another section that was all people selling medicinal fruits and medicinal leaves and things like that. So I was like, that's great. So I took a bunch of those things to document things that are used, fruits that are used medicinally, but still different species. And yeah, that went on for a while. Unfortunately, the Chow Kit market, as I knew it, was completely bulldozed. So on my third year there, and my last time going to Malaysia, that market was completely leveled. There's nothing left. They rebuilt it in another way, but in a smaller sense. But there's other markets too. But I digress. The Malaysia was there. I was there mostly for work. And along the way, I found like all this fruit just on that one day off. And on some other occasions, I would leave the night before and I would go to another city. So I went to Singapore, which isn't too far from Kuala Lumpur. I went to Malacca, Ipoh, the Cameron Highlands. Like there's a whole bunch of Cameron Highlands videos because they grow a lot of stuff in the mountainous areas in the northern part of Malaysia. So there's a lot of agro-tourism there. So I went there and I found a bunch of stuff there. And there's maybe like, I don't know, like 5 videos from the Cameron Highlands. So all those videos in my channel, if you go way back in my series, those are all days off. All those fruits that I'm eating, those are all things that I scrambled, I found them, I took them back to my hotel room and reviewed them. But yeah, that's the reason why I went there so many times. But I went there one more time after those first 3 years for work, and that was to go to East Malaysia. You know, like for those that aren't familiar, there's Western Malaysia, which is, you know, like next to Thailand, and Singapore's in the southern part, and that's over here. But if you go to the East Malaysia, that's Borneo, which is around where like the islands of Indonesia are, and like near the Philippines. I went there the following year after I'd been to Malaysia 3 times, and I saw that side. And Borneo is like a very different place, but also considered Malaysia. So I've been there 4 times, but even so, that was a long time ago. I haven't been there in many, many years. Yeah, I actually would really love to go back to Malaysia. I was looking the other day to see if I even could, but with the coronavirus, their doors are closed. They're waiting until they get under a certain amount. So I don't think that's going to happen anytime too soon. But I would love to go back to Malaysia again and see things now after I've, you know, have had like 7 years, or at that point probably like 8 or 9 years of experience learning about fruit. Because when I was seeing these things, it was all through like new eyes. A lot of things I found I didn't pick up because I didn't know what they were. And I kind of kick myself now for not finding more things. Okay, I saw in the corner of my eye a few super chats fly by, so I'm going to address those, and then I think it might be time for some cake. Okay, we've got Please Don't Feed the, thank you very much. One of my favorite channels for the authenticity and originality. Oh, thank you so much. Kathleen Hawks gave a contribution. Thank you so much, Kathleen. Raymond CGTC. Have I tried Melicocus Quinepas? Have I tried Quinepas? Yes. Yes, I have. Quinepas are like this little green fruit that's in the soapberry family. So it's like related to lychees and rambutans, I believe. And you peel this smooth, it looks kind of like a little key lime, but it's got a thin skin. You peel it, and there's like a little kind of like salmon colored flesh on the inside that's very tightly adhered to the seed. And you put it in your mouth and you just kind of suck on it. And it tastes kind of like lychee and mango, if I remember. I haven't had one in a while, but you could actually get them in New York City because there's such a large Latin American population here. So you don't find it at supermarkets, but street vendors will have it. Like people who are selling fruits and vegetables just on the street corners will have the Quinepas for sale. And yeah, I made a video about it. And the interesting thing that I did in the video is that I ate the seeds of it, which you can actually like roast those seeds. And they taste good. They taste kind of like chestnuts. And it's not, which is like kind of an odd thing, because you can't do that with lychee. You can't do that with longan. But you can do it with Quinepas, and you can do it with rambutans. You can eat rambutan seeds, but you can't eat lychee seeds or longan seeds. It's interesting because there's like, on some of them it can make you sick. On other ones, it's a really nice flavor. But yeah, I love Quinepas, and that's the sort of thing. There's like a million names for it. If you're trying to find the video that I did for it, look for Guinip, Guinip. I think is how I spelled it. But Quinepa might come up for Quinepa also. If you search my channel for it. But that was a long time ago. AZ just gave a contribution. Thank you so much, AZ. And Soundboard. Congrats. Love your info and teaching style. The Coco de Mer was my favorite. Well, thank you so much. The Coco de Mer was such a fun one to make. Like that was such a big undertaking. It took like a year to do, but it was really fun. Just like the research behind it, and like I learned so much doing it, and that was the most exciting thing about it. Like before I even went to the Seychelles to find it, I like did all this research. I bought books. I like got my highlighter out. I was like doing all this research, and then I was like, it made it so much more exciting when I got there. But when I got there, a lot of what I was learning from being there was different than what I was getting from the books. So it ended up being like I kind of like scripted a little bit in my head before I went, like what I was going to do. And then I got there, and that was kind of like turned on its head a little bit. And I had my own experiences, and then I kind of like re-scripted it into that video. And it was just like all along the way, it was such like an interesting experience. And like, I learned a lot. I learned a lot before, during, and now that I've posted those videos, and people actually from the Seychelles are responding in the comments, and people who know about the Coco de Mer responding in the comments, I'm learning even more now. So that's one that at some point, I'm going to have to revisit it and maybe like, I don't know, re-release it, but put in some more content, because, you know, even though I made like a 5-part, almost hour-and-a-half video about that fruit, there's still more. There's so much more to talk about it. Yeah, it's another one in my mind for the future, is to elaborate on the Coco de Mer. Okay, let me see. I think CT Sega said, congrats on 250K. Also, a fruit-based historical crossover with tasting history would be amazing. Yeah, there's a lot of history with the fruit. You know, that's definitely, it's such like a huge part of people's culture. So to look into how the fruit is used historically and how it's used in cooking, that would be a fun crossover. I think that's one of those channels where, like, I believe like his channel is very new, and it just soared. It soared. So I think I'm not quite at the same level with tasting history, but if he's interested, I would definitely do a crossover with him. Yeah, I haven't actually watched the videos, but I am aware of them, and it sounds like something that would be up my alley for a crossover for sure. Sarah Porch said, any advice for eating unfamiliar fruit in unfamiliar places safely? Congratulations. Thank you, Sarah. And yes. I mean, when I go to another country, I try to be very strategic. I don't just like eat things, you know, randomly, like, although sometimes it seems that way, and honestly, sometimes I kind of do. I do a lot of research before I go. Like, before you go to a country, I mean, in my case, I'm specifically going there for fruit, so I have things kind of like ready to go. So I will do a lot of research. I'll take notes. I will actually like have on my phone photos of some of the fruit that I'm going to try to find, either at markets or out growing in nature. And along with the photo, I will have the common name in English, the common name in the area I am, and the scientific name. And I will use that as kind of a reference point when I go there. And that can be very handy when you go to like a market. Like, if I want something very specific, I want this very weird mango, you know, that's shaped like a foot. You go to that vendor, be like, do you have this? I can, if I can't articulate it in English or in the common name that I've written down, I can at least show the photo, and maybe somebody can lead me in the right direction. Right? So I've done that. And that also helps me, like, if I see something growing, I'll know whether or not it's something I can eat or if it's something that's going to kill me. Also good to look out for things that you should not be eating, which sometimes comes up if you search like foraging sites and stuff like that in the specifically for the area that you're going to. So that is the initial step. But then when I'm actually there, I will make sure that if I'm going to put something in my face that I'm fairly certain is not going to make me violently ill. So to do that, I will, if I have a data connection, which, I usually do, I will try to find the fruit online. I might send a photo to like identification group and see if anyone can recognize it. I will do a Google search, see if I can find it. And if I can't, and I'm faced with something that I really want to try, even though I don't know what it is, then I might just try it a little. I don't recommend doing this. This is me, educational purposes. Don't do this. But like I will try a little bit of it, and just like maybe touch my tongue to it or spit it out. Like there are a few videos I've done on this channel. I'm like, I don't know what this is, and I'll take my chances. It's helpful to know what fruits are going to be very dangerous, especially if you're in an area that it grows. You don't want to take some fruits and even touch your tongue to it because it can make you very ill or kill you. Like it's a dangerous thing to do. So I try to be as educated as I can, and if I'm not, I try to be very cautious with it. But even then, a lot of times I'll see a fruit and just be like, I don't think so. Like, but if it looks like, if it checks the boxes where I think it's edible from like how the tree looks and everything, then I might just touch my tongue to it to see. Okay, let's see. I saw a couple more super chats. Let's see here. Baruch Spinoza said, keep up the strong work, Kenny T. Oh, thank you so much, Kenny. Kenny has contributed a few things to the channel, including the blackberry jam fruit a while ago, which is a really cool one. So, Kenny, really appreciate it. Okay, so I think that's all. Oh, okay, I see one there. Soundboard said, what's a fruit you feel is overhyped, and what is one you think deserves more recognition? Also, congrats on 250K subscribers. Thank you so much, Soundboard. A fruit that I think is overhyped. I would say, well, like even the ones that are overhyped are usually overhyped for a reason. It might not be, as much hype as people say. Like, for instance, I would say like the black sapote. Black sapote, it's fine. It's totally fine. But people have like gone crazy with it. Like, it tastes like chocolate pudding, which it doesn't. Like, I've tried black sapote so many times because people have said that it tastes like chocolate pudding, and swear it does, but I have yet to have one that does. I've made, I think, 2 videos on it, and in both cases it didn't. And, I think that's enough. I've tried it other times to see if I can, make a video out of it. Like if I can find one that actually does taste like chocolate, and it doesn't taste like chocolate. You can mix it with like cocoa powder and it'll taste like chocolate, but it doesn't taste like chocolate. So I think black sapote is fine, but because of marketing and photos going viral, sometimes these fruits get blown up out of proportion, where it's like the fruit is fine, but it goes crazy. The same thing with like the ice cream banana. Ice cream bananas are great. They're really, really good. No, don't get me wrong there. But people say like they're like a vibrant blue and they taste like ice cream, which they don't. Like they have like a blue sheen to them when they're unripe, and then they have the texture of ice cream. They're like a really creamy banana, but they're, you know, it's definitely it's overhyped, but in a way where like it's not anything to discount the fruit. They're good in their own right. You know, I think that's where it stands. I think I said this in the ice cream banana video where I'm like, there's a quote that I like that's like that Douglas Adams says, like, isn't it enough to enjoy a garden without believing there's also fairies at the bottom of it? Something roughly around those lines. I think that's kind of how I view fruit sometimes. Like people like say like, oh, it's gonna taste like chocolate pudding. It's like the fruit is fine enough as it is. It's a good fruit. It doesn't need to also do X, Y, and Z. So yeah, that's kind of how I feel about those two come to mind. But there's other ones. There's definitely a lot of fruits that get blown up, but mostly because people aren't able to eat it. Okay, let's see. Nihar M77 said, for some top 10 video ideas, can you do a top 10 sweetest, sour, spiciest, bitterest, etc. fruits? Yeah, I've thought of that. I think maybe at this point, you know, I've considered making like a bunch of different types of top 10 videos, and now I'm kind of just liking the idea of what I've been doing more recently of just putting like the top 10 weirdest fruit videos and just highlighting some that happen to be of that sort. Like I think if you just do only the most bitter fruits, that's interesting, you know, to me, and I think some people it'd be interesting for, but it's kind of niche, you know, it's like a very niche thing. So I feel like I might do that at some point, especially with like spiciest peppers. Like I could see doing something like that because there is an audience for that. But I don't think anyone's really, well, I don't know. I feel like I have more play if I keep it a little bit more vague. Like for a while I did the best and worst. And I think even that was a little bit problematic because that's a subjective thing. So I think doing the kind of like more of like a highlight reel where I'm just like 10 weirdest, which I could pick from so many things and just readdress something that I filmed in the past, maybe give more information about it, make the quality better, like and also like bring something up that maybe didn't get a lot of views on the channel all at the same time, and kind of repackaging it in a way that's even better. I like that idea. I like that idea a lot. Like the last top 10 weirdest I did, like with the nutmeg video I found nutmeg fruit, which is like really rare. The video that I made when I found that was I filmed it in 2012. And it's terrible. Like I said, the beginning of this live stream, like in the beginning, I was doing this for me, and I didn't really put a lot of effort into what the production was. So the film in that, the footage in that is like, you could hardly see. It's like so dark. The audio is bad. I don't show things at the camera very clearly. Like I was not really doing this to be highly entertaining. I was doing this just kind of for fun. But the fruit itself was so interesting. So the fact that I could make a top 10 video, use that footage, edit it so it looks better. So I did that. I cleaned it up so it'd be a little bit easier to see. And then put voiceover over it where I'm kind of like correcting some of the things that I say in the video. Like in the video, I say a few things that are very untrue because I didn't do very good research back then because I didn't realize anyone would be watching it. Like I said that the spice mace, which is around the nutmeg seed, I say that is mace like what's in pepper spray. It's not. It's not. I don't know where I learned that or where I heard that, but I didn't fact check it. That's not true. So I can put information about nutmeg that is factual, but then also I added history to it, like how nutmeg came to be widely used around the world is something that it's a really interesting story. And that's something that I didn't even touch on in 2012. But when I did the top 10, I was like, great, I can add more to this. I can bring back a video from the dead. I can clean it up. I can add in more information and highlight it in a more respectful way without having to get the fruit again. Because I have the footage. I like that idea. And that's kind of, I think I'm going to keep doing that. I think if the mood strikes me, I might make another top 10 of a different sort. But I think it's probably going to be a while until that happens because I like to keep it like a little bit more broad. If just having sour fruits, it might get a little stale by the end of it. I could do it as a quick play, be like this one, and keep it like a 5-minute video. I think that would work at some point, but if I do that, it'll probably be a little bit further in the future. Okay. Bobby Engel, thank you so much. Briefs, how did you go from contortionist to exploring weird fruit for YouTube? And congrats and thank you for such great videos. Oh, thank you so much, Briefs. Well, like I said earlier, Malaysia, working in Malaysia introduced me to a lot. And that's when I made videos, and it kind of like geared me down the path of making weird fruit videos. Originally I wanted to have a vlog, me in Malaysia, but then I saw the fruit videos they just seemed more interesting and no one else was doing it. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to focus on that. But there is a link of performing led me to Malaysia, and Malaysia led me to making videos. But the fruit itself, I'd always been interested in exotic fruit. I'd say, like, the long story short, I was raised vegetarian. So, and I had kind of like a jaded palate. Like, I like to try new things, and trying an exotic fruit was kind of like trying, it was like having a toy. I would go to the exotic fruit section at the end of the aisle in Wegmans, and I'd be like, oh, here's like they didn't have much, but they have like a horned melon or like a pepino melon. I found like a few like weird things. And when I was a kid, that was so much fun for me. And that kind of planted the seed. And then I became an entertainer, and entertainer brought me back to fruit. And now the worlds are kind of colliding, because this is entertainment in its own way. So it's interesting how the performing and contortion have kind of like mingled a little bit, but at the same time I try to keep them separate. You may notice I don't put a lot of performing in these videos because it doesn't seem like I can put a leg behind my head and eat a pear or something, but like it's not, no reason to, maybe one day there will be, but like usually there isn't a good reason to. But thank you, Briefs. Let's see here. There's another one. Gabe Noel. I'm new to the channel. Super cool concept. Surprised Food Network didn't jump on the idea first. Don't even say that. What did you do for work before this? Contortionist. Yep, I'm a contortionist and sideshow performer. So, and I do that now. That is my day job, or more like evening job. Is I entertain people at parties. I work at festivals, stage shows, stuff like that. And the fruit is becoming kind of like up there next to performing. I think now it's like it was before. I was a performer with a side hustle. With a YouTube channel. Now they're kind of like fighting each other. They're both taking up about, just as much time as the other, so it's more of like a balance. I don't think one is necessarily a side hustle to the other anymore, which is really bizarre to me. But yep, performer. I'm a performer. But thank you, Gabe Noel. Stephen Andrew, thank you so much, Stephen. He's still waiting for a collaboration with Crime Pays, but Botany doesn't. Thank you for the entertainment. Yeah, that seems like I've looked at his videos. I try not to watch. I may seem like a little bit like ignorant towards other YouTube channels. And it's because I try not to watch them or anything that is like related to what I do, because I'm afraid it might influence my entertainment style. So, or like how I present things. So I don't watch videos that have anything to do with fruit or plants or growing things or anything like that. You know, I watch YouTube, but I watch different things. So I watched little bits of Crime Pays, and yeah, I like that. Definitely more my speed. Like the kind of attitude he has is definitely more my vibe. So I can see a cool collaboration there. But and we've got about the same amount of subscribers. He might answer my call, but I think I tried to reach out to him once and I couldn't find his email, and then I got distracted by something. It didn't happen, but yeah, definitely something to do in the future. Collaborations are fun, for sure. Okay, I think. Oh no, Bobby Angle asked if I could only have 3 fruits for the rest of my life, what 3 would I choose? Oh, geez. Only 3. They would have to be very different ones. Probably like a really good avocado. See, here's the thing. Are we talking like botanical fruit, or are we talking like culinary fruit? Culinary fruit, it'd be like, you know, peaches, lucac, maybe rose apples. But if we're talking like botanical fruit, oh no, you gotta put a Garcinia in there. I'm gonna swap. There's too many. There's too many for that. But if we're talking like botanical fruit, I think I probably would choose savory things, because I think sweet fruits I get sick of quicker than I would like, you know, a tomato. You know, I eat tomatoes like constantly. Like I'd want tomatoes for sure. I'd want avocado for sure. Olives. Oh, olives are good. Yeah. Yeah, that's tricky because I got 2 different worlds. I wouldn't be able to choose. But yeah, I think they would have to be ones that I can eat a lot of and not get sick of. So I think even like durian, although I like durian, I wouldn't want that to be like the one thing. You know, I wouldn't want to be one of those 3, because I think I would get tired of it after a while. Like good Garcinia though, like mangosteen, I could probably eat mangosteens every day, or like the acha-cha every day. That would be one of them. Yeah, that would take more. I don't think I can fully give a good response to that question, but it is a good question. And thank you. Okay, is there... I think I'm caught up. If not, if the moderators might throw something up there. Yes. Okay, I'll answer a couple that are not super chats, so I'm not skewing it just towards super chats. Do I have a significant other? Yes, I do. Watch the Cloudberry video. Talk about her in there. Am I writing a book? Alex wrote that. Yes. When the pandemic happened, I was stuck inside. I spent an hour every day writing a book, and now that things have picked up, I've neglected writing that book, but I would like to. I'm gonna, you know, I was going to do the cake, but there's something I'd like to talk about, and then we're gonna have the cake, and then we'll see. We'll take a look at some questions here, because there's more. I want to do more than just answer questions. I want to celebrate, guys. I want to balance this out a little bit, because I'm loving these questions, though. These are very good questions. Okay, so I think I should address, before we go any further, why I'm wearing this party hat. It's not just because I'm celebrating, but also my hair is a mess. And the reason why my hair is a mess is I have been so busy this past month that I have not even had time to get a haircut. So I'm developing like whatever this is supposed to be. The curls are taking over my face. And that's because, you know, as I mentioned a little bit earlier, I'm an entertainer. And for the past, you know, a year and a half, haven't been doing much live performances because of the pandemic and everything. But now that in New York right now, you know, and things have gotten really good, and we've opened it back up, and it seems like it's safe to start having events again. And have they ever come back? I feel like people have been making up for lost time. So this summer has been insane. I've been working this month. I probably did my show. I think I've done 25 events in the past month. And there's only like, you know, so like, and then like on those days off, that's where I'm like editing videos. So that's why my hair looks like this. And also that's why I've reduced the videos down to being only once a week. That was going to be a temporary thing while I went to Iceland. I went to Iceland, which I'll talk about in a little bit. But originally I was just going to do that, but and I think that's what I said. I said in like a community post at one point, but the work just started flowing in, and so I think I'm gonna have to keep it at one a week, because like honestly, even like one a week is a little tricky for me. I can do it, but finding the time to put out 3 a week is just, I just actually can't. I could do that only if I made the video suffer. Like, so I would rather put out like one video that I put like a decent amount of work into, filming and editing and, you know, polishing it up and making like one good solid video, rather than 3 videos that I'm rushing. So you may notice the past few videos, like the one I just did today of the babako, the green chickpea one, and the exploding lime, the Australian round lime. I feel like those I'm really happy with those videos. Like, they're not like, you know, epic documentaries or anything, but they're like, I feel like they're solid, and that's kind of like what I'm aiming towards. Like, I want it to kind of like have like this beginning, middle, of and end, be kind of like visually appealing, not too much like talking. Like I have like a certain idea of like what I would like the videos to be, and that's kind of what they're like. So if you've enjoyed the past 3 videos, that's what I'm shooting for now. Like, nice solid video, without being like a nice honest review, without being like too flashy or anything. Like, I have like an idea of like what I want these videos to be kind of like now. And I think if I were to try to put out more, then I would have a hard time making them solid like that. And I think even before, when I was doing 3 a week, even during the pandemic, I was just like at home and I had a lot of free time. I think even then I wasn't making them like that. I wasn't making them nice and solid, complete episodes. So I think I'm going to probably keep it at 1 a week, at least until things die down here, which they will. You know, August things will dip down, and then September things slow down. But usually it's like June, July. Like, I'm usually already busy, but since people are coming out of, you know, this dry spell of events, things are hitting real hard. And so I think it's going to be 1 a week. And then when things slow down, it's going to be, I'm going to bring it up to 2 a week. And it might be the sort of thing where I put like 1 fruit video and then 1 other sort of video, like an amazing plant video, or, you know, a food review or something, to kind of keep it a little bit, keep it interesting. But I think the days of 3 videos, I don't think I could do it anymore. I think I'm going to have to keep it maybe once in a while, but I think I'm going to have to keep it at 2, because I don't think I'm going to be able to make those videos like nice and solid unless I can put more work into it. And the nice thing about doing 1 video a week and 2 videos a week is that the quality of those videos will be better. And I think it's, you know, when the channel started growing a little bit, and I was like, okay, let me see what I can do to make this channel grow. And one piece of advice that I got was to just like put it out there. Just put it out there. Put the videos out like every single day if you can, multiple times a day, and your channel will blow up. And I think I could do that, but it would come at it would be sacrificing quality, and I don't want to do that. So I think we're going to go with 1 a week, and then we're going to build from there. And I'm getting a haircut tomorrow. Things are getting a little bit better now that we're nearing the end of the month, but it's been a wild ride the past couple of months, that's for sure. It's so much fun though. It's nice to get back and start performing again. But yeah, that there is a balance of my life of like doing live events as a circus performer and virtually putting out content on YouTube. Like I have to find like a happy balance, and I'm still working on that, but I think I'm figuring it out. Okay, so I would like to take a moment to have a piece of cake, and then I've seen a few super chats. I will definitely answer those. I'll take a few other questions as well, but I'm looking at this cake here, and I just can't resist. So first, let's how do we get this plastic thing off of it? I don't know. Okay, I got this in Flushing today, and Flushing in New York City has like super fun bakeries. There's like bakeries all over the place, and there are bakeries. Oh, there we go. There are bakeries that have cakes that are shaped like all sorts of fun things, and I wanted a fun shaped cake. That's the company. So I picked up this one. This one wasn't the ideal. There was one that looked like an octopus that I really want. I wanted the octopus cake, but I didn't order it in time. So I think maybe another thing for 500,000 subscribers is the cake is going to be pre-ordered, and we'll have an upgraded cake as well. And there's also like a company or bakery in Flushing that used to sell like durian, like everything. They're gone. I went over there and they were boarded up. They used to have durian cakes and durian like bubble tea and like durian, like all sorts of durian stuff. And I thought that would be a cool one. That one was also closed. They had durian pizza too, which I'm not sure how I feel about that, but yeah, I kind of sad it's gone. But maybe they'll come back. A lot of places in New York have kind of like closed down with the pandemic, and I think a few of them will definitely come back. So maybe that one will. Where's my cake cutter thing? I don't know. Well, can't find my knife, so we're just going to dive in. And I'll give you a little tour. We've got pretzels. We've got an Oreo. Got these little cookie things over there. This appears to be a mango pudding of some kind. And this is like a mango cream. Oh, yeah, that's good stuff. Seems kind of like sacrilege just to cut into this, but let's do it. I'll just cut a little fork of a slice here. Whatever I'm doing off camera right now is really glamorous, trust me. Okay, just want to show you the cross section of that. Yeah, there you go. Got a review. Get a little bit of a review in this this live stream also. Why not? This is one of those cakes where there's like a 1/4 inch of actual cake, and then like a whole bunch of foam. That is what that is. This is like cream. This is not. That is not cake. That is just like a whipped cream sort of thing. It's good though. It's like mango flavored whipped cream with little pieces of white cake at the bottom. How about that pudding? Let's try that pudding. That cake's pretty good. The flavor is good. I like cake that's got like more actual cake in it, won't lie. But although that is a lot of like cream in there, good cream. That's pretty nice. So that's content, right? It's enjoyable to watch. A lot of people make videos of, just like eating things. I did a poll, I don't know, maybe like a year ago, where it's like, why do you watch this channel? And gave the reasons. I like it because I grow plants. I like it because I like to cook. I like it because I'm interested in the history. I like to learn about plant diversity. But I also put, I just like to watch you eat things. Wasn't the majority, but there's definitely a certain section of my viewership that is just here to watch me eat things. And hey, whatever floats your boat. Welcome, guys. Okay, so let's answer a few more questions here. I got a little bit more to talk about, and yeah, then we'll call it a day. But we've been going on for about an hour now, I think. So let's catch up here. Andrea says she uses my videos to teach English. That makes me very happy. Anytime that my videos are used as a teaching tool, that is wonderful. So if the moderators can help me by bringing up super chats, that would be great. But I will poke through here, see if I could find them. Okay, Necro Banana said, you should remake my breadfruit video with a new cooking method, like tostones de pana. Basically fritters made out of breadfruit. I agree that the breadfruit video should be redone. Here's the thing with the breadfruit video. Okay, let's talk about the breadfruit video, everybody. I made a video about breadfruit in 2013. And I bought a breadfruit. I took it home. For those that don't know, this is like green volleyball of a fruit, kind of fuzzy on the outside, kind of scaly looking. And you cook it, and you use it as like a stodgy food. It's like used like you would use a potato. That's why they call it breadfruit. It's like meant as like a type of like a starch sort of thing. And I had this thing. I was like, I want to cook this in a way that is fun, because at the time I was doing this channel for my own amusement, as we've established. So I came across a YouTube video of somebody in the Caribbean cooking it on their stovetop, where you cut slices in the top and the bottom, and you put it on your gas stove, and you just like turn it on, and you cook it like 10 minutes on each side for like, I don't know, like half an hour, like 45 minutes or something. So I did that, and I ate it, and it was fine. However, this is not the traditional way of doing it. This was a method that some people, I guess, or at least this guy in the Caribbean does. Maybe people in the Caribbean completely don't. But this guy was like, this is how I do it. So I thought it'd be fun to do it that way. That channel, or that video, blew up. It's one of my biggest keep on saying channel. That video blew up. It's one of my biggest videos. And I don't know why. I think it's for two reasons. One is that my friend who's doing it with me in the video, Albo, is wearing a t-shirt that has the band Ghost on it, which has gotten like kind of like a big following. This is 2013 when they weren't popular. So people are like, oh my God, you like Ghost in 2013. That's cool. So they wanted to comment that. That pumped up that video some. The other thing is that there's like a million comments of saying, you're doing it wrong. You're doing it wrong. You're meant to fry it. You're doing it wrong. You're meant to put it in a fire. You're meant to put it in the oven. You're meant to do it. I mean, yes, I wasn't doing it the traditional way. I was doing it like a fun way that I saw someone else do. And because of that, that video is popular, but it's popular for the wrong reasons. It's like a lot of thumbs downs and a lot of comments saying I'm doing it wrong. And it's been on my mind to like readdress this video, to like go and get a breadfruit to show all the different ways it can be used that are like actually done. Because from what I could tell, the only person who's cooking the breadfruit on the stove is this guy that I was influenced by. So yeah, that's the story about the breadfruit. There will be more breadfruit videos, or there will be another breadfruit video, but they're actually like not super easy to find around here. They show up every now and then in New York City. Well, I'll go into a market and be like, oh, breadfruit, it's great. And the next time that happens, I'm gonna take one home, and we're gonna do that. So I will definitely do that. But very, very good question, because like that is something that I feel needs to be addressed, because yes, I was wrong. I was wrong about that. This Regosman, thank you so much. It's very generous of you. Says, I shudder every time I see your teapot, but I love watching all your videos, always sparking my ideas. He's referring to my my teapot. I made a video about it because the teapot that I have was recalled because people said that it looked like Hitler. But it's a total coincidence. But because it has like a really bizarre story to it, like JCPenney put out this teapot, and then like it went viral on the internet, and then they had to recall this teapot, and it's like it's a banned teapot. But it's kind of funny, right? Yeah, so there's a video on that in my Cabinet of Curiosities videos, where I kind of like show some of the weird stuff that I have in my apartment. I collect weird stuff. And by the way, Cabinet of Curiosities, that is one of those videos that takes a lot of time to do. So it's not gone. I haven't made one of those in like over a year, but I have one I've been working on, and that will be a nice big one, but it probably won't come out until next year, just because I've got some catching up to do, and it's one that's going to take a lot of work. But I've already scripted it and done the research for it, which is was a lot. That's like half of it. So now we've got to deal with filming and then editing and all that stuff. So there's going to be another one. It's going to be a big one, but probably going to take a while. Let's see here. More super chats to address, I think. Necro Banana. I answered that one. I apologize for the wait, guys. I am scrolling to see here. Okay. PWRBTTN said, will I do monk fruit, coffee cherry, and more banana variants? Also, thanks for being a great content creator. Oh, thank you so much. Monk fruit, I have not had. coffee cherry, I made a video of that in Colombia, and that's a good video. For some reason, although it's kind of like a larger video, it didn't really hit the YouTube gods in the right way. So it's like it's not doesn't show up very well on my channel. Doesn't get recommended, but it is a good video. So I'd say I'd recommend anyone watching who has not seen the coffee video to try to find it. If you can find the coffee video, search like coffee fruit weird explorer. It should come up. It's a good one. It's a good one. I don't know why YouTube didn't like it, but for whatever reason, it is interesting. I follow through the step of how a coffee bean grows into a plant and then it's harvested, and like the whole process of how it's turned into coffee. And along the way, I try the fruit raw too, which is kind of interesting. Like a nice mild sweet flavor. I think like vaguely like a grape flavor to it. That's an interesting one. Monk fruit, I have not found them yet. You can get them dried at like Asian herbal medicine shops here in New York City. And I don't feel like that is the right way to do it. I would rather find the fresh one. So I think at some point, I hope I will come across a monk fruit, because that one's interesting. For those that don't know, monk fruit is used as a sweetener. You can get like natural low calorie sweeteners that are made from monk fruit, because it is like super sweet but still low calorie. So yeah, that would be an interesting one. And the banana variants for sure. Oh, our special guest is here today, guys. Everybody, you gotta stop the show and appreciate the cat. Here's Vostok. She has tolerated many a video, me sitting on the couch. So there she is, guys. Okay, you can have a seat. Yeah, Vostok is like a little rag doll. She just loves being held. And she loves to try to like knock me over. So her new thing now is that throughout the day, she will just come up and just like put her face here and bump, like bop me in the face. So why don't you have a seat? Don't try to knock me over, please. Okay, let's see. I think there's a couple more super chats, and then I got a little bit more to talk about. We'll do a few more super chats, and then we will call it a night. Have I reviewed figs? There are a few varieties grown where I work. I've only reviewed one fig. There's a lot of figs out there. There's just like so many different varieties, and they all taste different, and people are very picky about their figs too, who are like, you know, in the know about figs. So I think a fig video is definitely something that I would like to do, and try like several different figs and like talk about how they grow and everything, because they're interesting. You know, like figs are like, they're botanically pretty interesting, because like they're like a capsule, and when you open them up, like all that in the inside are actually the flowers. So it's like, it's not like a typical fruit. Like botanically, they're very interesting. How they pollinate are interesting. You know, like it takes wasps, and sometimes when you get a fig, there's like little wasps in it. Yeah, it's an interesting one. So I think that would be one that'd be fun to explore. But if I do that, I'll probably have to like find a fig grower and try several of them. So that will be hopefully a video I'll do in the near future. But thank you, Jacob. Chris 4736B. No, 47368. Been watching you since 50K. Love your content. Thank you so much, Chris. Okay. Let's see. I think I'm caught up. If I've forgotten something, let me know. Oh, Necro Banana said we grow breadfruits here on the side of the road. It's not even sold in supermarkets because it's too common. Oh, that's lucky. That's really lucky. I saw that when I was in in Africa, when I was walking around in Africa, you'd see just like breadfruit trees like out growing on the side of the road, just as like not even landscaping, just like wild breadfruit trees. And that was pretty cool. I actually tried one that fell and it was like soft, like it was ripened on the tree, I believe. Okay. Andrea asked what happened with my plans to make a Discord server. Got really busy with work. That's what happened. I would like to make a Discord. I think that's probably gonna take a moment. I mean, I'm like a little torn about it because I would rather people made comments on YouTube videos, because that's just, you know, like on a business standpoint, that's better for the channel to have the to have people comment on a video on YouTube is better than people to talk about it on Discord, just, you know, for the channel. It takes you off the channel, which YouTube doesn't like that. So I feel like, yeah, I still think I want to do it just to have like maybe an easier outlet for people, like more of like a forum styled outlet for people to bring up topics that are not necessarily in response to a video. But yeah, the thing is, I still want to do it. I was questioning it a little bit, but, you know, come to think of it, I think it would be it'd be good to have. But right now, I don't have the time to put it together. But at some point. Okay. All right. Let's see. Not a super chat, but Corey Art said, real wasabi, real wasabi, real wasabi, real wasabi. Yeah, that's a good idea. I think you can get real wasabi in New York too, at different Japanese supermarkets around here. I think I've seen that. That'd be a cool one to talk about, because the real wasabi is, from what I hear, a very different thing from like the wasabi you get like at a sushi restaurant usually. So to kind of like compare those would be interesting. Necro Banana again, thank you so much. Any plans to come to Puerto Rico? Yes, I would love to go to Puerto Rico. Also fairly easy to get there from New York. A lot of flights going there, so that would be a fun trip in the future. Okay, I think we're caught up. I would like to take a moment to talk about something else. I've got a little cheat sheet of things I want to talk about. Oh, I wanted to talk about Vostok is biting at the balloon here. She's scared of the balloon itself, but wants to I'm sorry. Sorry, kitty. She likes the string, does not like the balloon itself. I understand. Too cute. I want to talk about Iceland for a moment, because that is something I did just fairly recently. I got back like 3 weeks ago. Well, the beginning of July, I've been back. So I got back in the end of June. But that's going to be something big. That's going to be something big. It's going to be a little different, though. You know, in the past, I've gone to so many different countries, and usually I go there and I will have, how I usually set it up is I will have like one big thing I want to find, and then a bunch of smaller things that I want to find. So like when I went to Madagascar, I wanted to find the baobab, and I found the baobab, but along the way, there were other things that I wanted to find to make smaller videos about, and then everything else that was new to me, you know, things that I wasn't specifically going there for, maybe something I found that I wasn't expecting to find, or something that I wasn't aware of. That's usually how I plan. Like I'll have one big thing, a few things that I'm looking for, and then you know, whatever I happen across along the way. With Iceland, there was only one thing I really wanted to do. I wanted to make one big video, and that was it. I wasn't expecting to find anything else. And that is exactly what happened. I went there with one thing in mind, and I was kind of hoping to find more things along the way, but I didn't go there during like their berry season. So I really only made one video. I went to another country and I made one video, but it's going to be a good one. It's going to be a big one, and it's going to be episode 600. So right now we're at episode 579, I think, something like that. So it's going to come up. So cute. It's going to come up within the next few months at the rate we're going. And when it does, it's going to be a big one. I think probably in the same sort of scope as the Cloudberry episode, maybe like a half an hour long, maybe a little bit longer. And it's going to be a large video about Iceland and about fruit in Iceland. And I think it's going to be a good one. It's going to be a big one. And that's why I want to kind of like hold on to it until episode 600, because it's a milestone sort of video, but also it'll give me enough time to really do it justice. And, although I didn't find really any other fruit there might be like one other video, depending on how I swing things. I might break up the video I'm doing into 2 episodes instead of 1. But even if it's just one, I also did a lot of filming for kind of like side videos. So there's going to be reviews of some plants, not fruit, but other sorts of plants, some interesting foods that I had. I'm going to bring back the Jared's junk food videos and try some snacks that I found there and things like that. So that'll be coming up in the next few months, and it's going to be, I'm excited about it. Like having like a big video again is nice. During this the past year and a half, and not being able to travel and I haven't really been able to put a lot of energy into just like one video. I've kind of plumped up the smaller videos that I have, but like to do something that's going to take like months of research and to really build on is exciting. So that's going to be coming up, and I haven't started working on it yet just because I've been real busy, but I'm going to start working on it probably within the next couple of weeks. Okay. And I think that's all I have to say about news. So I will take a few more Q&As here, and we've been going on for about an hour and a half now, so I think it's about time we draw things to a close. Okay. Necro Banana again. Necro Banana, thank you so much. That's really kind of you. That's like number 10 there. Episode 666 should be a really hot pepper of some sort. Make it devilishly hot. Oh, you know what? That's a good idea. I think 666 should be something that, at the very least, I don't want to be eating. Like that. If I ever bring back noni again, or find some other reason to use it, I've already had the seeds, had it fresh and raw and overripe, and made ketchup out of it. Oh god! If I ever bring back noni, 666 would be the time to do it. But yeah, that's a good idea. Maybe I think peppers. I'd rather the hottest pepper in the world than a noni, though. Okay, did I miss anything for super chats? If there's anything else there. I mean, meanwhile, oh, Vostok ran away. Noni juice, no. Well, I guess that's actually fairly normal. People eat that, drink that a lot. Cody says I should do toothpaste reviews. I mean, I could. I talked about toothpaste in the last video because people put papain in it. Gabriel had a super chat. Let's see if I can find it. Oh, there it is. Gabriel, shout out from Brazil. Just went to watch the Loquat video and saw you reach this milestone. Congrats. Thank you, Gabriel. Really appreciate that. Yeah, Loquat is a fun one. That's one that I think that I've done Loquat like 4 videos on Loquat. I was gonna say like that's maybe one I should revisit, but I have already. I made a pie out of Loquats. It was really good. Nicholas asked if I ever would consider working with farmers to try different cultivars of local foods. Yes, that's a good idea. I've tried doing that a little bit recently, and it didn't work out just because of how things have been going at the world. It's a little hard to it's been hard to connect with people. But I have in the past reached out to farmers growing things that I kind of wanted to do an episode on, and just didn't really match up right. I tried doing that when I was in the South recently, not recently, like last year, and I tried to review pecans. Go to a farm to review pecans, and what happened is a hurricane hit their farm. So the pecan trees were like not looking so good. So they didn't want me to go there. They're like, you can come here, but it's not going to be the best time. And also around the same time, Smarter Every Day made a really good pecan video. So I was like, maybe not now. I think I would like to do a pecan video, and that would involve talking to a farmer and talking to a farm and like doing a tour. But yeah, not at that point, but I will do it again in the future for sure for other fruits. Lauren Tioli, thank you so much. Lando, you deserve way more than 250K. Keep it up, man. Thank you so much, Lando. And if that's Lauren Tioli, hi to Rocco also. Hi. They're over on Patreon. I think that we're caught up. I think so. All right. Well, I'll take one moment to review a couple that are not super chats. I don't want to leave out people that are not super chatting. A hug from Bolivia. Love your videos. From Eugene Della. Oh, thank you so much. I love Bolivia. Been thinking about Bolivia. Just like, I want to go back to La Paz, where it's like walking down the street in La Paz, like it just feels like every day is like a celebration. There's like so many vendors and exciting food, and there's so much fun there. Necro Banana again. Make more ketchup. I love those too. You got it. You got it. I love making those videos too. They're so much fun, and it's just interesting to like take a fruit that you normally wouldn't make into ketchup and seeing if it works. It's been fun doing that. I would like to do one that I have been kicking around in my head is pineapple. I think pineapple ketchup, that would be good. And like if you're like the sort of person that likes pineapple pizza, pineapple ketchup on pizza, it's gonna be good. That would be good. Someone asked, I lost it, but they said, are peppers fruit? Yes. Fruit is basically, in most cases, is what houses the seed. So if you got the seeds and there's like fleshy thing around it, you got yourself a fruit. There's a few exceptions to that, but usually that's the case. So peppers are definitely a fruit. But because there are so many peppers, like people have gone crazy with peppers and have made so many like mad science sort of peppers, I've made that a separate series. So there's a whole separate side channel on chili pepper reviews, which I'm taking a break from because my tongue is still burning from the last ones that I had. Fruit reviewer said, love your channel. You inspired me to try fruit too. Your wife says it's the best hobby. You want to see me eat a whole noni. How many subs for that? Eat a whole noni? I don't know. Like maybe 1 million. But then we'll talk. We'll talk. I don't want to speak too soon about that one. Nobody's awful. Jonathan Lueck, thank you very much. Very kind. Make more ketchup. More people want ketchup. You've got it. Happy to make more ketchup. Pacific Priestess asked if you can really die from eating cherry pits. What is it in cherry pits? I think, is it arsenic that's in cherry pits? Or cyanide? In general, like eating pits is not usually a good idea. There's a lot of times inside that pit is something you don't want to eat. If you swallow a cherry pit whole, it'll probably go through your system just fine. But if you eat the inside kernel of one, that's probably going to mess you up. It might not be just like one, you're probably fine. But if you eat a lot of it, then yeah, it could actually kill you, I believe. Same goes for apricots, peaches, stuff like that. If you eat like a ton of the kernel, it maybe won't. I guess it could kill you. You'll probably get very sick and throw up before it kills you, but it's not good. I believe they have cyanide in them. Lauren Tioli asked, "Where did I get my RR mug?" This is the Roadhouse mug from Twin Peaks. I got this at a promotional. For those that don't watch Twin Peaks, watch Twin Peaks. Twin Peaks is like the best series on television. It's from the 90s. You'll love it. I love Twin Peaks. And when season 3 came out just recently, for those that don't know, Twin Peaks had 2 seasons in the 90s, and then it's like really cryptic, and there's like a comment in it about returning 25 years later, and 25 years later they brought back the series for season 3, which is great. And when that happened, I believe they aired it on Showtime, I think. And in New York, Showtime had a promotional event where they had like all these like activities and stuff for Twin Peaks. And one of the things they did as a promotion is they gave you a mug. So they gave you a mug with coffee in it and a slice of cherry pie. And yeah, I've had it since. So that was in it says the date here, 2017. That was 4 years ago. I got this guy. I also got a keychain and a tote bag, and yeah, it was fun. It was fun. Season 3 is not everyone likes season 3. Not everyone likes season 2 either. But definitely watch season 1, and if you like that, you probably will still. If you get through season 1, if you like season 1, you'll still want to watch 2 and 3. But they get a little weird. Okay, we've got Tenoe. Thank you so much. You sent me somebody shaking ice cream cones. A lemon shaking ice cream cones. That is a weird thing to see, but thank you. Fruit reviewer address that one. Okay. Milkman asked if I've tried any devil fruits. Yes. Yes, and now, what is it? I can't swim, and I'm made of rubber? I haven't seen this. There's like an anime where there's like a devil fruit, and I'd say about 1/4 of the comments on my videos are, that is devil fruit. You should try devil fruit. So I looked it up, and devil fruit in this anime looks a lot like something called a diguacia fruit. I might be saying that wrong. And diguacia fruit is like a big thing like this, like little bumpy things in it. If I ever find one of those, I might have to label that video as devil fruit, because that thing looks a lot like that thing from the anime. Let's see. Have I ever tried Yolok? I don't know what that is. a few people are asking what the thing is that I review in Iceland. I want to keep it a secret, guys. It's not really just like any one thing. It's a lot of things in Iceland. It's gonna be like an overarching video about my adventure in Iceland, but yeah, I don't want to give anything away quite yet. The anime is One Piece. Thank you, Robert. My favorite mango is called the Hamam, which I had in India, and it did not taste like any mango I've ever had. It had kind of like a musky flavor to it. It was strange, but like really addictive. That is in my video on Indian mangoes. Spring Valley Organics asked Djibouti Kaba. That's all you said. I'm not sure what you mean about Djibouti Kaba, but yes. Yes to Djibouti Kaba. Yes, it's delicious. Yes, I've had it. Yes, I want to review it again. Djibouti Kabas all the way. Djibouti Kabas are really interesting. They look like little like marbles, like little purple marbles that grow on the trunk of a tree, and they taste like blueberry yogurt. Some people say that they taste like grapes, and I don't think they do. They're much better than grapes. There's also white ones and yellow ones and blue ones and red ones, and I believe I've had most of those on this channel already, and I'd like to do more with them. Djibouti Kabas are great. HBB asked if there's any fruit festivals that I would like to go to. Yes, I would love to go to more fruit festivals because it's such a interesting opportunity to see, especially for stuff that's like uncommon, just to see how it's being used in kind of interesting ways. One that would be cool would be, in the past I've gone to the Paw Paw Festival, which was great, and the Cloudberry Festival, which was just like a regular fair, but with Cloudberry sort of things here and there. One that I would like to go to is there's an Acha Charu or Acha Cha Festival in Bolivia. That would be a cool one. Necro Banana again asked, any fruits that you could eat forever that aren't normal? Well, every fruit is normal to somebody, you know. It's a good question, though. I would say langsats are one that comes to mind, and rose apples. Like, I could eat those forever, and I never get sick of them. They're not like my favorite fruit, but they're like addictive, so I just like, keep eating them. They're not like too sweet. They're not too strong. They're like nice and mild and refreshing. So yeah, langsats are really good for that. Rose apples are really good for that. Rose apples maybe even more so because they're milder, and you can they're almost like, you could eat them like a vegetable almost. They're just like nice and crispy. Have I tried Peruvian apple? That's from Scrumple Dwarf. I don't think so. Is that a cactus? I think, yeah. I don't think I have. No, I don't think so. I've had the Mexican pitaya and a few other kind of like interesting cactus fruits, but I think that's one that's passed me by. But I've seen pictures of that one before, and yeah, that's a cool one. Okay, I'm gonna take one more question. If I missed any super chats, I am sorry. But maybe I'll be able to find it before we sign off. I'm gonna answer one more regular non-super chat here. Amnaki asked, have I ever tried pine cones? No, but I want to. Yeah, you can eat pine cones, which is, it's weird. Like if you go to like some markets, like especially like European markets, even here in New York, you can find pine cone preserves. There'll be like a jar with just a bunch of little pine cones sitting in it, and I don't know. It's just real cute, but you can actually eat pine cones I think you have to prepare them a certain way to make them edible. But yeah, that would be cool. Let's see. Fruit reviewer. Will I commit to eating noni for 1 million subs? Thank you for the super chat, but no. one entire noni, I don't know if I could do it without throwing up. To be honest, if I ate an entire noni, this might be like not a great sort of, it would be disgusting. I might actually get ill. So I don't know if that's really celebrating. I don't think that's celebrating. I think like if enough people were like, you need to eat a noni at a million, like there's like a petition and like people that really wanted it, maybe. But I think a lot of people don't want to see me get ill, you know? And I think that is what would probably happen. Unless I cheated and I just like ate like an eighth of a teaspoon every day for like 6 months, you know, or something. Like I could do it that way. But eating a whole noni in one go, pretty sure it's going to make me barf. Milkman, thank you very much. Keep up the great work, he said. And I think that is it. I think we got all the super chats. Thank you, everybody who has sent a super chat. Thank you, everybody who has asked a question. I'm sorry I can't answer all of them, but we've been going on for a while. And get a little hoarse here. So I think it's time to sign off. But guys, thank you again for sticking with me through all these crazy adventures I've been going on. And I am so pleased to see the channel reach this point. I never thought this would happen. And I'm really excited to see where else we can go from here. A lot of good things along the way. I've got some really fun videos planned for the future. I know I've reduced things down a bit to only being once a week, but they're going to be big ones. And I think, yeah, there's some fun things along coming up in the future. So I think that's about it. I will see you all next time. Bye-bye, guys.